Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here. Back again with the Casio Privia Pro PX-5S. And in some of the previous videos that I've done for this, we've covered the effects editing of DSP, system, and master. And we've touched on the edit button, which brings up two different things, stage setting and tone. We've already covered tone in a previous video. Today we're going to cover stage settings. But before we do that, let's cover how the stage settings work. There are 100 different stage settings labeled 00 through 99. So just as you would pick a bank of whatever instrument you want and then the individual instrument within, you do the same thing with stage settings. You do bank 9 to get to bank 29. In this case, we're going to go right back to bank 00, okay? And bank 00 is labeled concert grand setting. You can call it anything you want. It has nothing to do with the tone grand concert that's written down at the bottom. That's the tone that we've selected. Now we're going to edit the bank that's called grand. Don't let that throw you off, because you can label that whatever you want. So if we go into this right now, hit edit, hit stage setting, we're going to come back to zone edit. But in the meantime, if we go down to system effect edit, that is the same thing as the system key over here. So everything within that that bank 00 that I showed you about the stage setting 00, everything that you can do in that system edit can be saved right here. So when you go to system edit, you're going to see that you have the exact same parameters that I covered before when I did that system edit key. So let's get out of here. And the next one is the master effect. Everything I talked to you about with the master edit, you can do the same thing here. And there's one more common edit, and this is a cool one because, let me show you. You pick this common edit, you can get into your tempo settings, phrase settings. Okay, classic phrase, hammer response, but this is what I wanted to get into here. Knob 1 edit, which you have these knobs K1 through K4 and sliders S1 through S6. This is where you get to edit all that stuff. Knob 1, knob 2, knob 3, knob 4. Actually, let me just pick knob 4 just so you can see the different kind of things you can edit into these knobs. First thing that comes up is target. This is EQ high gain by default, but you can set that for whatever you want. Here's some of the various choices. I'm not going to read them off, but you can see them as they scroll by. And there's quite a lot of things you can do with this. Okay, and if I go, let's exit out of that. And if I keep going, then we get into the sliders. And we have 6 different sliders. So let me just pick one of the sliders and show you what you can edit there. The target here, CC, which is a controller, Midi controller function 94, it's set up for delay. You can make this whatever you want. And I'm going to keep going, and you can see some of the things that you can make this. Okay. I'm not going to keep going, but there's a lot of different things that you can have that slider do, or any of these knobs and sliders. And in addition to that, you can control the minimum and maximum value. So rather than 0 to 127, if you want to narrow it down to get more fine tuning, like a magnifying glass, just range 50 to 70, you can do that too. So let's get out of here. And modulation edit, pedal edit. You know, the modulation edit is this wheel right here, that mod wheel. Pedal 1 edit, which we usually use for sustain. Pedal 2 is going to be some optional pedal that you hook up, and when you select that, you can control what type of edit you have. If we select that, we can see right now it's set up as a soft pedal, but we can change that. We can make it do a lot of different things. But let's get out of here right now. And you can control an on rate, an off rate, and a mode, whether you want it to be momentary, toggle. And actually, you can even set up an envelope, just sidetracking right now, I'm off on a tangent. You can set up an envelope so that you have an ordinary on-off type of pedal that can act as a wah as you're playing some kind of clav. It's a really cool thing. I think Casio has one of the videos where they demonstrate that. So let's get out of the common. So we've covered common, and we've covered master and system. Now zones, that's another thing. You have up to 4 zones, which you can specify a whole bunch of stuff. And let's just go into zones. Now, within the zones, you have mixer edit, controller edit, Midi edit, and that's it. So let's get into mixer edit and see what we can do. We can turn the zone on or off. We can specify what tone we want for that zone. Right now this is set up for P00 Grand Piano Concert, but we can change that to anything we want by moving these plus minus keys. So let's just go back to Grand Piano Concert for now. And if we keep going, notice we're only on page 2 of 6 of what we can configure here. Key range low, key range high, velocity range low, velocity range high, volume, pan, coarse tune, fine tune, bend range down, bend range up, chorus send, delay send, and reverb send, resonance send, and return level. Okay, let's exit that and go into the controller edits. And here we can enable or disable knobs and buttons, or sliders rather. Knob 1, knob 2, knob 3 enable, knob 4, slider 1 through 6, bender enable, wheel enable, basically all the controllers that are over here. And in addition to that, we can enable or disable the arpeggio. And we can even select what kind of arpeggio. Just to give you, just for fun and games, let's go through those. And the types of, let's hit enter, target, and arpeggio number, and so on and so forth. But that was arpeggio, phrase. So whatever type of arpeggio you want. And let's go back out of there. And then there's the Midi edits. Let's go into there, and we've got octave shift, transpose, external out channel. We've got it set to Midi 1, generator out, Midi out, USB out, program and bank out, and program and bank edit. We're not going to get into any of those now, but throughout the whole time that I've been going through all these, you'll see that there's a Z1 over there, which stands for zone 1. So every edit that you made here is going to go into zone 1. And if you go onto the left side of the keyboard where you see zone part step track, minus and plus, these can be used to change the zone. So now when you're on Z2, you can go through all these things and change everything you want for zone 2. So if zone 1 you had a piano and you've just made all of these effects and changes for that piano, now on zone 2 you want a bass and so on and so forth, you can do that here. And you have up to 4 zones. So, and that's what's really particularly cool. So basically you can have different instruments for different zones. You can layer them all. You can break up the keyboard so that zone 1 is here, zone 2 is here, zone 3 is here, zone 4 is here. Or maybe zone 1 is a bass, zone 2 is a piano, zone 3 is something else that's controlling another instrument hooked up to this via Midi, and zone 4 is yet another. So basically this has been an introduction to zone editing and basically the stage settings. And of course, everything I did here, you'll notice I changed things. I did not save it. So if you do want to save it, you're going to press the right button. And yeah, you can give these different stage settings different names as well. They don't have to be, I mean, they're going to be 00 through 99. But you may not remember that zone 7-3 means something, so give it a meaningful name. Anyway, hope this helps you out. Piano Man Chuck, thanks for watching. Peace out.